Hello again. The title of this short video is about spiritual impoverishment. But first, let us just spend a moment in quiet reflective prayer. Spirit of God, come upon us. Come upon me and the person watching this video, and speak to our hearts what you are saying to us in the silence of our soul, our inner sanctum, and help us understand what the word spiritual impoverishment means for us. We thank you. Have you ever wandered through a busy airport terminal, or a railway station, or an underground, or even on the high street, and you look around you and you see, wow, what an array of people, talented people, of different ethnic backgrounds, different shapes, different sizes, different hairdos. What do they all have in common, apart from being children of God? Well, the majority of them appear sad. They give the impression that they're hungry. They're searching for happiness. For many, they're looking in the wrong shop windows. Some are drawn to the sales. Some are drawn to go beyond that and go and spend a fortune on seeking happiness. But the one thing that causes you some disquiet when you look into their eyes, if you can get that close, is that there's a longing, a hunger within them. And they look sad, don't they? There's a restlessness. Their body language gives off various messages, and yet they have difficulty articulating how they're feeling really. There may be embarrassment to use the God word. Maybe there's a deeper longing and they're finding it difficult to understand it because they're in a mindset that's wanting to process something they don't understand. But when you meet with them and you have time to spend with them and they can feel safe with you, then they begin to start a preamble. Very often it's about going round the houses because they're testing you to see, can I trust you? And I find that a lot at the moment, particularly as I'm living this rather strange life to most of my friends and acquaintances, that I've locked myself away. I haven't locked myself away. What I've done is I've shut out the world and its nonsense and its drama, and I've chosen a simpler life where I avoid engaging with the drama as before, and I prefer just to keep it simple, to try and hold on to my center and to remain grounded and protected in a world that is searching for the panacea. But I've been so privileged living this simple life that each day I allow myself time out for about 1 hour when I go for a walk with the dogs, and to try and just reconnect with nature and embrace my God through the natural world, because that's my spirituality. That's in keeping with my roots as a follower of the Barefoot Galilean, the Cosmic Christ, and Francis. I don't do the church buildings, but I do very much the cathedrals of nature, where all around me is life. And because I wear fancy dress, the habit of our community, I meet some interesting people as I walk the dogs along the estuary. Some people walk past me, they're embarrassed. Others think I'm a Buddhist, and there's nothing wrong with being a Buddhist, because I've got some friends who are good Buddhists, and they're very spiritual people, and I could learn a lot from them. But I meet individuals who basically are hungry. There's a spiritual hunger within them, and they're very aware that time is a precious commodity, and they start apologizing. Oh, I hope you don't mind. Is it okay if? And there's lots of ifs and buts, but sometimes I try to break through that and say, how can I help you? What do you want from me? And that gives them a direct challenge. And then they start saying, will you pray for me? And I usually say, of course, but is there anything else you want to share with me? You know, I do have time, and I'm willing to make time. But please don't leave it at that. If something crops up and you live local, or maybe you could go on the website, I give them the address, email me. No strings, no agenda, but I will hold you in prayer. All I ask is your first name. And then they begin to share. And they say that they really want to believe in a God, but they're frightened. They're afraid. And when I ask them why that is, they usually say that they've had a painful experience growing up. And interestingly, many of the people that seek me out are lapsed Catholics. Why that is, but now I understand. I think it's because we came through a negative training where God was a God of fear, or portrayed as a God of fear, where nuns and brothers, particularly the Irish Christian brothers, and I was taught by them, and they were a breed of their own. And then you had the Irish Sisters of Charity, bless them. As my sister said, who was taught by them, they were sisters, but they lacked charity, and that's judgment, forgive me. I think they were of an ilk where they were groomed and churned out, mass-produced, and a lot of them were deeply unhappy. For most, they were just forced into that life to escape dysfunctional families. But I know that for a lot of these unhappy religious monks and nuns, they took out their vengeance on their children. And sadly, the people I've met have come through that system badly scarred. And they grow through life feeling an emptiness, a longing, a hunger. And when I sit with them and hold a hand and just say, look, the church has moved on since then, and why don't you just ask the Spirit of Truth to come into your life and speak to you, talk to you. If you need help, there are people who will help you. I can put you in touch with people, and if they're not Catholic, then I can put them in touch with people of their own faith. Or maybe they just want you to pray with them. Maybe they just want someone that they can trust for that moment. But there is a spiritual hunger, a spiritual impoverishment, and it's become so widespread, and you only have to pick up a daily paper and you can see the tragic news and the trauma that's inflicted on others by man's inhumanity to man. So rather than judge society, it's always good to find the root cause, and often it's to do with fear. Maybe a lot of people have never encountered unconditional love. So let us give thanks. And the next time we're out walking, maybe it's a good suggestion to walk slower and make eye contact with the people we say hello to. Bless you for listening.